Oh, okay, we're recording. All right. Hi, guys. This is the Healthy Happy Fit call. Today is September 29th?
Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
So today I'm going to go over my top 10 tips for coaches. And so this is for anyone. It doesn't just have to be new coaches. It can be old coaches. And I was just talking about earlier how a lot of it covers social media training. So that's something that's really important. And that's something I really studied a lot when I first started, because so much of what we do is on social media. And so it's important to know the way Facebook algorithms work and the way that you can have your posts seen better and get more engagement on what you're posting and stuff like that. So, okay, so if y'all want to take notes, the first one is we're going to talk about pictures. So your profile picture and your cover photo, whether it's on your personal page or your fitness page, whatever you use for your business, and we'll talk more about that in a second. But your profile picture should be a picture of you and only you. And it should be a clear view of your face. It doesn't have to be some professional photo like, headshots or something, but just like a good picture of you, so that when somebody is looking for you, they know what you look like, because if somebody can see your face, then you're relatable. Your cover photo should be something. Collages are great because you can kind of cover a span of like your life. So like maybe your 5, and this, some of you know about this because it's in your training packet, but like your 5 things that you write down that your brand is about. Or maybe it's just like you want to post a picture of your family, you want something with you doing something fitness, maybe you're really good at doing hair, so you want that in there, but like something that really encompasses who you are, and not just in the fitness world, but as a person. So that's what your photos should look like. Now, as far as having a fitness page.
Brittany, can I ask a question about that already?
Yeah.
Your best advice of how to make a collage cover page, like to have it be the right size, because it's different like on your mobile versus on computer, and then sometimes you like make a collage and then it looks poopy, like you can't see half the pictures, so it doesn't fit right.
So Canva is the best way to do that. So Canva, C-A-N-V-A, you can do it on your computer, you can do it on your phone, and it's free, and you can just create and they have like a layout for Facebook cover photo, and so then you can upload your photos and create a little collage, or it doesn't even have to be a collage, but just something about you. Some people do like a picture and then some words on the picture about, you know, what their page is about, something like that. Were you going to say something, Tina?
I was saying that's so easy. Like when I did it in Pick, Play, Post, I had I had 1, 2, 3 photos, and then I had like a big 4 photo on the bottom. And when I put it into Facebook, it like I had to position it so it cut out the bottom. So like I switched it out, whatever. So I was like, whatever, that's fine. Cut out the bottom.
That's been my experience too. I've been like, what? Why do none of these fit right? Like,
yep.
on every single thing.
It has different things you can create. So you can create a Facebook cover photo on Canva, and you can do your collage. So that's the best way to do it, in my opinion.
So I have one question about the profile picture being of only you. In both of my, like my personal and my business page, it's a picture of me and my husband.
Okay.
Is that a no-no? I mean, like no one's going to confuse like who Tina is.
No,
like,
and that's okay. It's okay. I just think, you know, your fitness page is, people are wanting to know you and who you are. So I think it's better to have just you. But if that's the picture you have and you don't have a great one of just you yet, then that's fine. Leave it.
I look real good in that picture. So no, but in my collage, I've got like a picture of me teaching, and then a picture of like me and him at a fancy thing, and then another picture of me like going like this,
That's
just
perfect.
by myself.
Yeah.
Tina, I also think it's less confusing when it's you and like your husband versus you and like 4 other girls, and you're like, which one is she?
Yeah. Yeah, it's not like a group photo is my basic. So that was my question, I guess.
She might have changed it, but for a long time she had a picture of like her on Chris's back.
Yeah, she's on top of his shoulders.
And that was cute because it's like fitness and it's her and it's that, you know, it just depends, but like it generally just you, but it's okay. You know, it's a good picture, whatever. So, okay. And then the next thing I wanted to talk about, this is still a number 1, but having a Facebook page versus a personal. So if you're brand new, you know, maybe yes, you're okay with sticking with your personal because that's where you're going to get more engagement. But a month in, 2 months in, when people know that you are doing this new fitness thing and that word's kind of out there, then maybe it's time to start thinking about creating a page, because with a page, you can have a lot more engagement with people that you don't know. And your goal is to expand your market to have a greater effect on people. And so when people can go like your page, and then you can even, like do ads, which you don't have to spend a lot of money. It's like $2 here, $3 there, it's like not a big deal, but you have that option. And then you can also see like your target market. So like I can look at my page and my insights and see that most of the people who follow me are women between the age of 25 and 40. And you can see the other insights. So that's always good too. So I recommend creating a page just because you have a lot more potential with that. Now, at first, you're going to have more engagement on your personal posts. So when you create your page, every post you do, tag yourself in it on your personal page so that it shows up in both places. And then and sometimes like with a video, you can't tag yourself, so share it. But yeah, tag yourself, share it so it shows up in both places, but only post on your page so that your friends are like, well, I want to know what Tina's up to. I can't see anything on her personal page. So, I need to go like her fitness page and then I'll see all her updates. And now if it's something like super personal, then yeah, post it on your page, or on your personal page. But for the most part, just post on your like page or whatever. Okay. So that's the first one. Second one, we're going to talk about branding. So branding yourself. You think about what drew you to your coach, or when you're scrolling through Facebook and you see something and it catches your eye, like think about what that is and what about you can you post that other people will stop for. So when you're branding yourself, think about who you are. So even write down a list of, okay, like for me, like I post a lot about coffee and wine and running, things like that. So those are things about me that don't necessarily have to do with fitness, although running is, but I'm a fitness person. Like I was a personal trainer before I was a Beachbody coach. So fitness is part of my life. But if I always use the example of hair, and I don't know why, but if you're really good at doing hair and that's part of your life, then you should post about that. So post something that you're passionate about, because people see through you. So if you are not a big fitness person, if you aren't always into fitness, then don't post like you are. So share your journey, of course, share your workouts, share your shakes, but make sure it's genuine and it's coming from a place of like, this is what I'm doing, but then post other things about things that you're good at. And so that kind of leads right into my next one. So number 3 is become somebody's resource for something that you're good at. So Callie and I became people's resource for easy, quick, at-home workout videos, because we started doing our workouts to music, and that's what grew our social media page. And most of y'all know the story, but like I had 200 likes on my page and we posted these videos every week, and we did it for like 3 months before anybody saw the Nene one. And then that one got 10 million views. So you never know what it's going to be. But if you become people's resource for something, it could be a how-to cooking video. It could be a makeup tutorial. It could be making baby food out of pureed real food that's healthier than buying the store-bought jars of baby food. Like whatever it is that you can do that you're good at, do that and do it often and stay consistent with it and become people's resource for that thing, so that when they think of like this thing and then they see you and they see your other posts and they become trusting of you, because what you have already taught them has worked. So when you say, this is the program I'm doing, this is the shake that I'm drinking, this is the meal plan I'm following, they trust you and you're their resource for that as well. So that's the third one. Let's see. Okay, the next one, my numbers are all off because I wrote them out of order. Share, don't sell. Nobody likes a salesperson. So if you're always posting things about Beachbody this and Shakeology that, you're going to become white noise. So you want to share what you're doing, as in you're sharing this is a part of your life, but not that you're trying to sell somebody on it. And you always want to be helpful. So if somebody's asking you a question and maybe you know for a fact they're not going to buy a challenge pack and you're not going to get those Success Club points, but they want to do a free month of Beachbody on demand, always help, because that's how you build the trust. So you might have a customer. I've had people that were customers for, a year before they ever bought anything from me, but then they decided one day that they just wanted to try Shakeology because they always see it, at the end of the video, or they always see me post about it or whatever. So you never know. So just make sure that you're being helpful and that you're sharing and not being a salesperson, because nobody likes that and people see right through it. So, and then that's the other thing too, like don't get wrapped up in the numbers, don't get wrapped up in your commissions or Success Club points, because these are actual people that actually need your help, not just somebody that's going to get your numbers up. So, let's see, the next one, this would be number 5, right? Okay. Okay, so when you're going to make a post, pictures are always better than just words. And pictures of you, or pictures of a picture that you took, not something that you found online, those are always better, because Facebook puts those higher up in the priority list. So if you're posting an original picture and it's not a bunch of words in the picture, and it's you doing something, or it's a picture of the sunrise you saw that morning when you're doing your workout, or whatever it is, picture of your meal, it's a picture that you post, you're automatically going to get more engagements of it. If you have something important to say in a post and you don't really have a picture that goes with it, post a selfie. It's okay. I was like super weird about selfies at first. I'm like, I don't take selfies. So that changed quickly, because then I'd be like, well, I need to like tell people I'm running this PIO group. I don't know what the heck to post about or what picture to put. So I'd be like, oh, here we go, selfie, so it's fine. But think about you, like when you're scrolling through the Facebook news feed and you see picture and video and picture and video and then a bunch of words and then more pictures and videos, you're going to scroll right past those words. Nobody wants to stop and read a bunch of words. So think about what you look for when you're scrolling through the news feed and imitate that. So if you look for videos, then post a live video, or it doesn't have to be live, just post a video or post a picture or something that somebody will stop for. And that's the same thing with your words. Your words are also important. So if you post a picture and somebody stops and starts reading and they're like, and it's long or whatever, just make it short and sweet and to the point, unless you're telling a story. But you want to post something that somebody's going to stop scrolling for. Because that's ultimately what you want. You want them to read your post. So, and then over time, the more you do that and the more people realize that they like your posts and they like what you have to say, then the more you can kind of get lengthier, or, maybe then you can post something that's just words, but for the most part, you want to stick to pictures and videos. Okay, the next one, and this is so cliche, but it's really important. Write down your goals. So you want to have a goal for the day, and a goal for the week, and a goal for the month, and a goal for a year from now, and for 3 years from now. So my favorite way to do this, and y'all don't have to do this, but I am obsessed with my planner. It's called the Passion Planner, and it makes you map out like what you want in 3 months from now, 6 months from now. And it makes you sit there and brainstorm and think about what it is that you want, and then break it down into like action steps. So every single day, if in 6 months from now, I want to be a diamond coach, and that means that I need to sign up 3 more coaches and that 2 of my coaches need to hit emerald, then what do I need to do to get these 2 coaches to emerald and to sign 3 more coaches? And you want to break down your goals, and you want to know exactly what you have to do, because you need to have a roadmap to get to. And then when you have it written down somewhere, and this can be with fitness goals too, like if your goal is to lose 10 more pounds, or your goal is to not eat dairy and gluten for the next 2 weeks, or whatever your goals are, business or fitness related, write them down, because when you see them all the time, it's a lot easier to stick to them. So writing them down is really important. The next one, let's see, number 7. And this is another cliche one. You guys hear this over and over again, but do not take the vital behaviors lightly. Drink your shake every single day. Do your workout every single day that you have a scheduled workout on your calendar. Like, write it into your planner and make sure you get it done. Share, invite, talk to people all of your vital behaviors. Personal development, so important. Like, I cannot stress it enough. And you hear it over and over, but until you do it every day and you stay consistent with it every single day, then you'll never know what it can do for your business. So make sure that you're doing those things, because it grows you as a person, if nothing else. If it doesn't ever grow your business, or, you know, it will, but if it doesn't, and if you never see any changes there, at least you know that you're growing yourself. At least you know you're staying committed to doing your workouts, and you're drinking your shake, and you're doing personal development. Like, those are things that are really important, and recognition, lifting other people up. So there's nothing not to love about all those things. I think everyone should do those things, whether they're a Beachbody coach or not, but do those things every single day. Okay, number 8 is, I don't know why I'm having such a hard time even talking numbers, probably because I wrote them down and not.
Because you're drinking.
Yes. Well, shh, we're recording. I'm just kidding. Okay, so number 8 is personally invite. So it's so easy, and y'all, this is the hardest thing for me, is like messaging somebody. Like, I get so scared. I don't know why, and it never ever stops. Like, no matter how successful you get, I think it's still going to be scary. So you make your posts about your, and that's great, and you're going to have people wanting to do it from that, and you're going to get people from that, but somebody is watching your posts and is afraid to ask you about it, and somebody needs you to say, hey, I'm running this challenge group. I know you love to dance, and I thought you might just love sides. Would you be interested in trying this out? You never know. Like, somebody could have seen you post it over and over, and maybe they just never thought it was for them until you were like, hey, why don't you think about doing this? And I'm like, oh, you know what? That does sound pretty good. You never know. So talk to people. And we talk about this a lot with inviting, because it is scary, but it doesn't have to be scary. So when you're inviting, you don't have to ever say anything about Beachbody until it comes up. Just start conversations with people. So maybe it's somebody you went to high school with and you haven't talked to in 5 or 6 years, and they posted that they went to this, I don't know, they went to some place that you've been before, and you're like, hey, I saw you in here. What did you think about it? Or, you know, whatever. Like, oh, you got this car that I really like. I was thinking about like researching about getting this car. What do you think about it? You know, it doesn't have to be anything fitness related, but when you start conversations with people and then you start catching up, like, oh, so what are you doing these days? And then they ask you the same question and you say, well, I'm doing this. And and I also started a fitness business. And then you can start talking about that. So it can always come up in a conversation, but it should be natural, because if you talk to somebody you haven't seen or heard from in 3 years and you're like, hey, have you ever thought about joining one of my challenge groups? They're going to be like, nope. See ya. Like, they don't want to hear it because it doesn't come across as genuine. So be interested in them and just start conversations with people. And if it doesn't ever go to fitness, that's okay. Maybe it will another day. Maybe that's just not the day that it's going to go there, and that's okay. So inviting doesn't have to be scary, but do it anyway. Talk to 3 new people every day. Imagine how much your business would grow if you talk to, even if you just did it on the weekdays, if you talk to 15 new people every week. You know, you never know, not only your business, but think about the lives you could be affecting. That think about the people who need you, that they need something that's structured, because they've tried Atkins and they've tried Weight Watchers and they've tried all these other things and it hasn't worked, and they need something, and you have the solution. So don't be afraid to talk to people. Yes, Tina.
I just wanted to add something really fast, because sometimes when you invite people and it doesn't lead to a fitness conversation, you can get really impatient. Like, you're like, okay, come on. Like, are you gonna do it? And then they won't respond. Don't blow up their message box. Yeah. You have to be patient. Like, it happens with me because I'm like, I think really fast. So I'm like, okay, so if you wanted to go ahead and do it, you can join my Beachbody on Demand and go to this link and click on this. And like, so I tell them all this information and it's like cricket. Yeah. Because I went too fast. You have to wait for them to respond with a sentence, and then you give them more information. Like, it has to be like a ping pong conversation. You can't hit them all at once. You have to be really patient and let them, engage in the conversation. You can just throw stuff at them. So that's just something that I've learned that I do. I like word vomit all over them. They're like, I'm all set. Thanks.
That is what I did too. Like, when I first started, y'all should see my email template that I used to send out. It's pretty funny. Like, and going back through, y'all that were on my Call It Out streak a few weeks ago, I was going through my Excel, and I was like, if I followed up with somebody for like the third time and they didn't answer me, I'd mark them as dead lead. And I think I had like 1,000 people in this list, and I think about 700 of those people went in the dead leads column. And it's because, well, I don't know if this is the reason, but I would send out this email template for whatever group it was, and I would explain, like, okay, so say it's a 21-day fix. I'd explain about the 21-day fix, and you get these containers and the workouts, and then you get the Shakeology, and you get all this stuff, and then we're going to do this group, and this is how the group works, and if you want to buy it, then you go to my website, and you can order it this way or this way, and it's cost this much, and let me know if you have any questions.
It's too much information.
And they were like, just crickets, never answered me ever. And now I've learned the best way for me, at least, and I don't know if this is the best way, but at least I learn as I go. And what I've learned so far is that I give them just a little bit. This is what is 21-day fix. Have you heard of it? Okay, it's these, containers that you're going to work on portion control. It's really designed for fat loss. Tell me more about you. What are your goals? Does this sound like something that could work for you? Because then you're asking them questions about themselves. People like to answer questions about themselves. What are your goals? What are you looking for? How can I help you? And then, maybe 21-day fix isn't for them. Maybe they're like, that sounds like it's way too intense. So then maybe they need to start out with something that's a little bit more mild. And the nutrition
21-day fix is for everybody.
I agree.
For everybody.
You never know. So
That
like,
thing
I
is
had a girl
magic.
who was like, she had an eating disorder, and she was like, 21-day fix sounds way too structured. I'm afraid that's going to push me back into my old ways. And so, so then that wasn't for her. So you never know. Like if you spit out all this information and then you tell them how to order it and they're not interested in that thing, maybe that doesn't mean they're not interested in working with you. They just didn't like the sound of that program. So don't just jump into all that. Tell them a little bit about it, find out more about them, and then you can recommend something. Or maybe that is what works for them, and then you give them a little more information. And then, usually I try to wait till they ask me how to sign up, and then I give them that information.
10
We
minutes.
have 10 more minutes till it closes us off. Okay, so, yeah. Don't word vomit. Just give them a little at a time. And then if they don't ask, that's okay. Like if they're like, yeah, that sounds good. And you're like, okay, so this is how you sign up. And then, a lot of times they won't sign up right then. It'll take a few days, maybe like follow up 2 or 3 days later, or, 2 weeks later, or whatever. If your group is coming close, follow up before the group starts and make sure that they just didn't forget.
One of the people that I signed as a coach, she was like, yeah, I'll get online and I'll do it tonight, whatever. And I was like, okay, let me know if you have any questions. And I fell asleep. So I felt really bad because she was going to order this challenge pack and blah, blah, blah. And so I woke up the next morning and I like texted her right away. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry I fell asleep. Were you able to order it? And she was like, I'll order it. Get off my back. And I was like, oh my God. Oh my God, I'm so pushy and I didn't even know it. Like I didn't realize how pushy I was, but she's in direct sales. Like she sells Advocare, so she knows, and Norwex. And so she signed up under her husband's name. So she knows what she's doing. She's not stupid. But like, because I was like,
Yeah.
when are you going to do it? When are you going to do it? When are you going to do it?
Forget, some people just need more time. So like, and like I heard this, maybe it was a national wake up call or something I was listening to, and I thought this was such a good idea. And this leads into my next point, which is following up. Get a system down. But so like when you're following up with somebody, like a lot of times like the conversation ended because I said something and I probably asked a question and they just never answered me. And I'm like, well, I don't want to sound pushy by coming back and being like, hey, like, so what's going on? Like, I just don't, sometimes, so look back at your conversation. So maybe you talked about like their struggle with finding healthy recipes for their family. So when you follow up, you could go to Pinterest, you can search for like easy, healthy recipes for your family or something. And then you can find a good link. And then you say, hey, I saw this link and I thought of you. Maybe this will help you with your recipes for your family. So then that puts you back in their mind, but you're not being like, hey, are you going to sign up with me? Like, so that's a really good
stuff. I'm giving you something for free.
Yeah.
Something for free.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So, and then as far as following up and getting a system down, so and we went over streak, but I cannot tell y'all enough. Like this the best thing that's happened to me in my business, because I used to use Excel, and every person I talked to about a challenge pack or about joining a group, I would write their name and what challenge pack they were interested in and like what our conversation was like, and I put it all in Excel, and then I'd forget about it. And then like 4 months later, I'd follow up with them. But by then it's like they've already forgotten about me. So Streak is awesome because you can put people in their little column and you can see how long have they been in this station. And then like, oh, we've been in conversation about this challenge pack for 30 days. It's probably time to follow up. So then I'm making sure that I'm following up with people. Like if somebody that wants to join PIO, for example, starting on Monday, and we talked about it 2 weeks ago and they never signed up and they never answered me, now is my time to follow up with them, and I can see exactly how long it's been since we've talked, and it's all like tracked through Gmail. So that's a really awesome way to, but whatever it is for you, and if that's too much for now, that's okay, but just figure out a system that works for you, that you're going to be organized with your follow-ups, because I can't tell y'all how many times I followed up with somebody and they just like completely forgot to sign up, or like life got busy, but they still wanted to do the group. It just wasn't the right month for them. And then when I followed up, they were like, oh yeah, I do want to do that. And now's a way better time. And then they sign up. So make sure you're keeping up with that. Okay. And then number 10, the last one I have is your personal development. My favorite way to do it is podcasts in the car, because I don't always take the time to sit down and open a book, and I know I should, and I enjoy reading, and I know that reading personal development is a lot, like it sinks in more, I think, but at least I know that every single day in the car I'm listening to personal development, and I drive a lot, so like I'm getting 2-3 hours a day of good content in my ears, and so make sure you have like podcasts you can listen to, or something that's productive while you're driving or doing laundry or whatever. That's really helpful, because it just keeps you in that positive mindset, even if you are reading a book too, just to kind of like always have that positive thinking, because this business can be hard. Like you get a lot of no's, or you get a lot of people that don't answer. I just had a girl that was so rude to me. I followed up with her. She requested information. I sent her the information. She never answered me. And I asked the question like, oh, what are your goals? Does this sound like a good fit? She never answered me. So I followed up again, was like, hey, my group's about to start. Are you still interested? Didn't answer. So then 30 or 60 days later, I don't remember, I was like, hey, it's been a while since we've chatted. I just wanted to see how things are going. Like asked, sent this follow-up email, and she responds back and says, I'm obviously not interested. And I was like, ouch, like people can be mean. So, you need to be confident in yourself, and you need to know that what you're doing is helpful to other people, and that you are making a difference. And that's all that matters. And so a lot of times listening to personal development will really help keep your spirits lifted, keep you confident in yourself, and keep you on the course that you're on. So that's all I have. That's my tips. I'm not a genius. I'm not perfect, but these are the things that when I sat down to make a list of what I thought were the most important things as a new coach, or I've been in the business for like a year and 8 months, I think. So this is what I felt like was most important. So I hope this was helpful. Do y'all have any questions?
Well, I always talk. No, sometimes for some of you new coaches, or I don't know, maybe just in a slump because it's this time of the year, but you'll find that a lot of people won't take that $140 plunge on a challenge pack. And that's okay. That's what you sell them first, though. That's what you go for first, because it gives them everything. But some people just are like, I don't have the money. And you can't tell someone to like not pay their electric bill to buy a challenge pack. You know what I mean? Like priorities. So I just say you can get a free month of Beachbody on demand. All you have to do is order the containers. They're like $18. Everyone can spare $18. I just want to help you. And I usually end it on that because it's honest and it's genuine, and they know I'm selling them $18. You can spend $18 for me to teach you how to eat. So sometimes you work for free. You work for a lot less, but you establish that trust, and eventually they'll buy the Shakeology. They'll buy, you know what I mean? Like they'll be your people eventually. You just have to help them, even if it's only for $6 in your pocket. You just have to. So for some of you that don't,
I see it's so worked up about people that like would tell me they were going to buy, or what, like, or some people just being like rude about like not wanting Shakeology, but like at the end of the day, like there are people out there that you are meant to work with. And
Yeah.
if they aren't, then that's not them, and that's okay. You move on and you find the other people. So like Chalene Johnson, I listen to her podcast, and she always talks about like building your tribe. Like you find your tribe, you find your lifers, your people that relate to you, that get you, that maybe you've never met them before, but you are like aligned in some way, and that you get each other. And those are the people you're going to end up working with. And so the other people, all the other people, it's okay. Like it's not for them, at least not right now. And that's okay.
Right.
So,
Or they only want a little piece, they don't necessarily want to spend.
Yeah. But at the same time, and go in the back office and look at overcoming objections, because sometimes people will say they don't have the money. We have less than a minute, so we got to hurry up. But sometimes they'll say they don't have the money, but most of the time that's not, they probably do, and they could find it somewhere. It's about their priority. So make sure their priorities are in check, and they understand it's $4 a day for their healthiest meal, and that.
Right.
And there's 30-day money back guarantee.
Right.
So, all right. Well, thank you guys for being on, and I'm gonna make sure I can figure out how to post this. But I hope y'all enjoy your night.
Sorry I was late. Bye, guys.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Who is that in the bottom?